Jousters, happy Saturday, May 16th. A whole lot of fitness fun coming your way today. Let's kick it off with the at-home Joust standard warm-up. After that, get your shoulders nice and functional, nice and stable and strong. Tackle that bodyweight bulletproof shoulder routine. After that, warm up on all of these movements that you see in front of you and tackle the at-home Filthy 50 workout. Here's what we're looking at. 50 repetitions of each of these movements. Must knock out all 50 reps of each movement before moving on to the next movement in the list. Here's what we've got. 50 box jumps, 50 dumbbell bent over rows total. That's 25 left, 25 right. Break it up however you want. Then 50 dumbbell swings. Then 50 total walking lunges. That's going to be 25 left, 25 right. Break it up however you want. 50 sit-ups, 50 single arm push presses, 50 total. 25 left, 25 right. Break it up however you want. 50 back extensions, 50 goblet squats, 50 push-ups. Best for last, 50 all the way down there, fine print, 50 double unders. You finish your 50th double under, Filthy 50 workout is done. Let's talk about the goals. As always, let's move well. Let's have fun with all 10 of these movements. And let's try to get this done between like 25 and 30 minutes. Some of you might be able to get in between like 22 and 25, maybe close to 20. Some of you maybe just a little bit over 30, but let's try to hit that sweet spot in between like 25 and 30 is about the time domain we're looking for this workout. What that means is you should be able to move with high repetitions on each of these movements. So really each movement really shouldn't be broken up more than 3 times, maybe 4 times on some of these. What that means is with the box jumps, we should be able to keep a nice continuous pace through those. Bent over rows, we might be looking at 5-5, quick breather, 5-5, quick breather, 5-5, quick breather. On the lunges, should be pretty continuous. Sit-ups, pretty continuous. Push presses, maybe 5-5, quick breather, 5-5, quick breather. Get the idea. Big sets, break them up as needed, but shouldn't have to do like 2 or 3 reps at a time and then rest. Big sets, keep the heart rate up, and move through these quickly. Scaling options. For all the dumbbell movements, you can lighten that load a little bit, or you could use a different object like a kettlebell or an odd object like a water jug, backpack, suitcase, something like that. If you don't have a jump rope at home, let's do power jump, invisible double unders or invisible power jumps. And if you don't quite have double unders, let's scale those to power jump singles. Bodyweight option. Try to find an odd object for all the dumbbell movements if you can. We're going to do tuck jumps in place of box jumps. We can do air squats in place of goblet squats, and we can do invisible double unders for double unders. And then, like I said, try to find some sort of odd object for the bent over rows, the swings, and maybe the goblet squats as well, and the push presses. All right, let's cover all 10 of these movements with some scaling options. Starting with box jumps. Find something at home that you can safely jump and land onto. If at all possible, let's try to keep the jumping stimulus in the workout. So if you have to scale to a lower height, that is totally fine, but find something, a chair, a bench, a table, that you can jump with 2 feet, land with 2 feet, and stand tall. 50 box jumps. Don't feel comfortable with that. Let's scale to step-ups. If you want to jump, but you don't have something to jump onto, we can do invisible box jumps, aka a tuck jump. We load the hips, jump and land. Box jumps, we love them. Next item on the agenda, we've got bent over rows. We're going to use our bench, our chair, our table. One hand on the bench, one hand on the dumbbell. Nice flat back position. We're going to row that bell up to the chest, take it on down, up to the chest, take it on down. It's 25 each arm. So if I hit 5 there and I want to switch it up, I just go right into my opposite arm bent over row. Don't have a dumbbell, use a kettlebell, use an odd object, use something that you can grip and row up. Good stuff there. Dumbbell swings. Bell out in front. We're going to hike toss, hip thrust. Now we're off to the races. I keep the bell above my knees. I hinge my hips back and I thrust forward. Take a look from the side. I hinge and I thrust. At the top, standing nice and tall, squeezing my abs, my glutes, rocking my knees out, keeping those arms just like ropes. Don't let the arms do too much. It's all in the hips. Don't have a dumbbell, use a kettlebell. Don't have a kettlebell, use an odd object. If you don't have that, we could get by with some good mornings. Next item on the list, we've got walking lunges. Stride out, drop the back knee, keep your chest up. Try to keep the weight in the heel on that front foot. Most of us can lunge back and forth in our house. Let's try to do walking lunges as a little different variation of the lunges today. If that's not an option for you, you're in a 3x3 cell, just do lunges in place. Great options for you there. Sit-ups. I think we're pretty comfortable with sit-ups. If you have a mat at home, a blanket, roll it up. Support your tailbone. We're going to start with soles of our feet together, a butterfly sit-up. We sit back, hands and shoulders to the floor. We sit all the way up with good posture. Sit back, sit up. To scale that, let's go feet flat on the floor, or let's go legs straight, straight-legged sit-ups. We could also add a little counterbalance with a dumbbell, with a book, whatever you've got. Next item on the list, stay with me, push presses. We're gonna take our dumbbell, our kettlebell, our odd object from our shoulder overhead, dipping, driving, and pressing, using the hips to get that bell overhead. So I'll clean that dumbbell up. From here, dip, drive, press. We want to finish with arms straight and a nice active shoulder overhead. I dip, drive, press, dip, drive, press, dip, drive, press. If I want to switch arms, I switch to the left, go right into my push press, left arm, dip, drive, and press. You get the idea. To scale that, let's go lighter weight, or let's use an odd object. Back extensions. You're going to be on your stomach. Think of a Superman raise, Superwoman raise. Arms extended, legs straight. We raise up, we lower down. Raise up, squeeze your glutes, lower back down. These might seem simple. They are. But do 50 in a row and tell me how the glutes, how the low back feels. You're going to feel a whole lot in the posterior chain, as you should. Just make sure you squeeze your glutes every time you take those legs off the ground. Goblet squats. Take your dumbbell, hold it at your chest. We're going to squat down, elbows inside the knees, stand all the way up. We go down, we go up. Let's try to hit parallel at the bottom, stand to full extension at the top. Don't have a dumbbell, use a kettlebell. Don't have a kettlebell, use an odd object, a suitcase, a dog, a child. Get creative with it and squat them 50 times. After that, we've got push-ups, body, one straight line, hands under the chest. We're gonna go down, chest to the floor, up, arms straight. Keep the body one straight line. We go down, we go up. To scale, let's go knees on the ground, full range of motion, or let's scale to an incline, on a chair, on a bench, on a table. We go down, we push up. We've made it. Best for last, double unders. If you're new to the world of jumping rope, I want you to do power jump single unders. You are jumping and rotating one time underneath your feet. Try to jump nice and high. We want to be consistent with our jumps. Where we start is where we finish. The hands stay in front of the waist, and it's all about that wrist rotation. Wrist, wrist, wrist. We don't want the elbows to remove from our ribs. We don't want our hands to raise up. Hands in front, elbows in tight. It's all in the wrists. Once you get the power jump singles down, then we add that extra wrist rotation in, and magically, if the timing is right, we have double unders. Only one there, not easy to do. Keep that jump height, keep that wrist rotation, and knock them out. If you don't have a jump rope, we can simulate that jump height and that wrist rotation by jumping and rotating the wrists. You could also add a tap tap. All good stuff, all great options for you today. All right, friends, that was rapid fire at home Filthy 50, all the movements, all the scales you need. Join us for the 10 a.m. Zoom class if you want to knock it out with the other jousters and a coach, or knock this one out over the weekend when you can. Have fun with it. Have a good weekend. Here we go.